morning, Quilt Roadies. Welcome, welcome. I have been a busy bee in the beehive. How about you? For those of us who celebrate this month, it's always like non-stop. Not only in terms of gift giving and events and parties and all of that. It's like a month long of nonstop. And of course, tonight I'm going to see Crash Test Dummies. I know. One of the band mates is a cross-stitcher and a cross-stitch designer, and she is from Canada, Ellen Reed, and so, yeah, she's in town. I'm going. And I'm meeting up with my older son and daughter-in-law and a bunch of the gals from Acorns and Threads, which is our local LNS. So it is going to be a full day. And I have a lot going on, but I have been doing bits and pieces. And the major thing that I've been doing is looking for stuff. Oh, by the way, this is a channel about quilting, embroidery, stitching, life, and all that it entails. And I'm very happy for you to be here. I hope that you will take the opportunity to hit the subscribe button. Many of you that leave me lovely comments are not subscribed. And so if you could just go ahead and hit the subscribe button, that would help out the channel a lot. Yeah. I have lots of things to share with you today and some giveaways, and I don't limit the things that I share to the United States. It's whatever that random number generator hits on, as long as they're a subscriber, I'm willing to just forego the postage. So the way you can help me is by hitting that subscribe button, and I'll take a thumbs up too. So and I'll get into that in a few minutes. So what happened this week? Well, I was looking for something. I was in a class. This last weekend was the Jingle Ball, which is a Zoom online event with people from all over the world. And you got to hang out and meet people that you might not have had an opportunity. But in that Zoom event, I had also signed up for a class, and the instructor, the designer for that class, had one of the items you needed was a glue gun. Well, I knew I had one. But I couldn't find it. And so in the process of looking for it, I found a whole bunch more stuff and just created chaos here in the beehive, which made me think about what I wanted 2024 to look like. Because that's what we do in December. We start thinking already. You know, at Home Depot, you know, the Christmas decorations are gone. They're already on to New Year's. They're faster than I am. But once I'm kind of into December, I'm thinking about 2024. How about you? Do you try to set up some kind of plan for yourself, or do you just approach each year as wide open and whatever comes, comes? I would love to know in the comments. But while I was looking for that glue gun, and I created this whole mess here, of which I never did find it until after the class. But what I do know, and which is a gift, is that when you're a quilter, you know already intuitively how to finish things in maybe not the directional way. Yeah, and so I didn't need that glue gun, and my project came out great. It's already in the mail and off to a friend. So ultimately, though, I looked at all that I had going on in here, and I really, I'm telling you, I really have a lot going on in here. I was just looking for something. I found a look, yeah, I found a whole bunch of sashiko, and I'm here to tell you, I love sashiko. It's a relaxing type of stitching because it's just a running stitch. The only rules to sashiko, really, I mean, according to the queen bee, the only rule is that your stitch lengths in your running stitch are all the same length, and the space in between, the empty space in between your running stitch is all the same. It gives it that look. But other than that, it's just a running stitch. And I found a whole bunch of sashiko projects, and if you use the traditional sashiko thread, it is Egyptian cotton, and it is so soft, absolutely lovely. And I was taught sashiko by Sylvia Pippin up in Washington. She is, I took a class at Asilomar from her, and she definitely is the sashiko queen. Her mother also was a quilter. So I've had a long relationship with it, and I am going to, in 2024, spend more time with my sashiko projects. I did find, I don't know if I have it here, I did find a sashiko project that, oh, here it is. A sashiko project that I had purchased when I was visiting my friend Karen in Minnesota at a quilt shop either in Minnesota or North Dakota. I'm not sure, but here we go. Isn't that lovely? It's just a running stitch, you see? It's just a running stitch. I'm going to get this thing done probably way before October because I'm in the sashiko mood. But I have been working on Christmas gifts, and I make pillowcases for my older daughter-in-law's niece and nephews at Christmas time. I think they're just a lovely way. It's a sweet gift, especially if you can theme it somehow to that person. And also, I love to make pillowcases at Christmas theme, or Halloween, you know, for trick-or-treating bags, those kinds of things. But I asked her what were her niece and nephews into this year. And she said golf, basketball, and cheerleading. Well, I found fabric for basketball and golf at Joann's. And the cheerleading fabric, though, I couldn't find. And so I searched the internet, and it turned out on Spoonflower they had cheerleading fabric. So I ordered some from them. If you put in Quilt Roadie's pillowcase tutorial, you will get a tutorial from me on how I make pillowcases with a French seam so there's no raveling going on. But I'll show you the pillowcases. So, and I used, for the cuff and the trim, I used fabric from my stash. So here's the golfer. See those golf balls? And then I just picked some fun Batman fabric and some flannel stars. Remember, we were going to make pillowcases, one each month, and I still have to keep that up. Here's the basketball player's pillowcase, and then the cuff and the trim. And then this is the fabric I had to order because I did not have any cheerleading fabric available to me. But on Spoonflower, isn't that fun? And then the trim and the cuff. So I have those all done. I'm very excited about that. While I was and I don't know if I'm repeating myself because I don't go back and look at my own videos. I should, just to make sure that I haven't made a fool of myself, but I don't. So I might be duplicate sharing. I did get Kathy Schmidt's Stitch Along panel from Spoonflower, and she's doing one little square each month. That is a no-brainer. And then I'm going to make a big pillow. You can make a wall hanging. There's even a sample of a big quilt by using several of these. But I'm going to hang it on my design wall, and to just remind me every month to just stitch it. And it's stitched with one color thread, either a Valdani primitive blue or 2 strands of DMC. So I am excited about that because I love her embroideries and I have a lot of them. Yeah. Okay, on to what else? When I went to, did I show you this already? I'm sorry. But when I was at Pioneer Quilts, which is my local quilt shop, I saw this fabric, which I thought was absolutely lovely. It's called Cast a Spell by Lewis and Irene. Threaded with Love. Oh, I just love the selvages, but look at that. Yeah, look at that spell book. This is going to be a fun fabric to do something with. And I just love the selvages because look at the owls. Yeah. Well, in the process of cleaning, I made this whole pile of stuff that I am not going to use or need. And so a lot of old rulers for certain techniques of quilts, and I'm thinking about sending them, either leaving it at a friend's quilt room when they aren't looking, or sending them to a friend. After all, sharing, that's a good thing about quilting, isn't it? I have this quilt up on the wall right now. I'm going to just raise the camera so you can see the whole thing. It's a really lovely quilt. I had gotten it at a kit at the Stitch and Post, and so all I need to do is, I've decided not to bind it, but to face it. And you also can see the tutorial on how to face a quilt if you Google Quilt Roadies facing a quilt. because it's a simple way to finish off a quilt without adding another element to the quilt. And this looks kind of modern, and so that's what I'm going to do. And I have to do it this week. Yeah. Well, other than that, got the Crash Test Dummies concert tonight. I have the pillowcases done. I just have this little list going, and I am loving the fact that I feel like I'm looking forward to 2024. I have so many projects that I found when I was looking for the glue gun that it's like you forget about a relationship you have with certain projects, and then when you find it again, it's like all over again. And so I'm ready to do some things and get some project boxes empty. Other than that, I have been knee-deep, if you'd call it that, knee-deep in reading a book that was recommended to me called The Fortunes of Jaded Women. It is about a Vietnamese family in Orange County. I was trying to think. Yes, in Orange County. And the cultural aspects of it and the traditions and belief systems are so interesting. And some remind me of my own background. So I have really been enjoying that. I've been watching not so good Christmas movies, although I've had a smattering of my favorites in there. And like last night I watched 4 Christmases. I mean, it seems like at the holidays, that's when families, it's like you get together and it's supposed to be a time of giving and kindness, but when you get together, sometimes it just ends up bringing up everyone's history, and so yeah, it was quite funny. And then the whole Hallmark thing, but that's pretty predictable. It's pretty predictable, and so I don't know, I just love all the holiday movies. That's what I like to stitch to and sew, and I have my laptop set up in here, so when I'm sewing, I have a movie going. Yeah. Well, we have been in the midst of an atmospheric river. I'm here to tell you, rain like nonstop. And I filled up my bird feeders, and the birds have gone crazy, and the squirrels, because they're just not a whole lot to eat right now. And we're supposed to have another couple days, I think, of this atmospheric river. I'm hoping that it has a little bit of a break when I'm standing in line tonight for the concert, and I don't get soaking wet. But I look forward to sharing that with you next time. Boy, I have a little frog in my throat. Sorry. Too much talking. Well, got my stitches out. Looks okay. Looks okay. I mean, looks kind of ugly actually, but it'll heal, and it's a small thing in the scheme of things, and life has been somewhat challenging everywhere, so my little stitches aren't slowing me down. You all take care. I have one final thing to share with you, and that is, let's see, the giveaway. So I don't limit where I send a giveaway, but I'm just going to get something to suck on here. But what I can tell you is that I do check if you're a subscriber or not. So please hit that subscribe button, because this is a whole bunch of fun. And this pile was found while I was searching for the glue gun. Just to tell you, while I was searching for the glue gun. And some of these things I've made, some of these things I have decided not to do. All of them are things that you don't have to do the whole thing. You could do a portion of it. And they have memories for me. So like this first one is, I saw this made up and it was absolutely so sweet. And it's been over 10 years since I went to the largest quilt show in Europe, La Patchwork de Europa. And the tour guide was a woman I had met down in California, and she had this hanging in her sewing room, and it was so cute. I had to get the pattern. Of course, you don't have to make the whole thing. You can make just one block, whatever. But it is by Becky Goldsmith and Linda Jenkins. Look at that. Is that not? So this can either be done with needle turn applique or fusible. And you can also make a big old honkin' quilt if you want to. But she had made this four patch block, and it was adorable. So that's number one. So in the comments, put what number you're interested in, and if you're interested in them all, you can do that too. This last October, I went to Crabapple Hill for the Halloween, and I remembered that I had this project here. This also is one that you could do just portions of or all of it, and it is the Salem Quilt Guild's Show and Tell. I love Crabapple Hill. So that's number 2. Number 3 is a Primitive Gatherings Happy Home. This was designed by Lisa Bongian. And again, you could do one row or you could do all the quilts. But this is wool. And if you're allergic to wool, this can be done in flannel. Buttermilk Basin. This is Basins Row Through the Years series. Wool or flannel. Absolutely adorable. The Flutter bundle was done by Primitive Pieces by Linda. And this is for a table runner or a little wall hanging. And this is number 5. Number 6 is a pattern by Elizabeth Hartman. And this was actually a friend made the sample for the Stitch and Post and made 2 of them out of Christmas fabrics. So you could do like your family members, you could do like a wall hanging, a wedding, a little wedding wall hanging, the bride and groom. I mean, so many different things that could be done. And this is number 6. And then number 7 is by Lori Moore, and it is a wool or flannel, homespun whimsy. God Bless America. So there you go. That's some Christmas fun, some holiday fun for those of you that would like to participate. You just have to put the comments, what number it is, and then we'll get it out to you. Probably not till after Christmas if you celebrate, but for sure in January anyway. So we'll see how it goes here this next week. You all take care. I hope you're safe wherever you are. I hope your weather is much more fabulous than mine. And keep on quilting. Just keep on stitching, keep on quilting. It keeps our sanity, doesn't it? Okay. Love you guys. Take care.